you have to become your best self. I'm going to explain this because I think a lot of times we're moving through our lives and we're looking at outside circumstances and situations to do something to cause us to be happy, become successful, and all of that. It's never that. It's always us. And I'm talking about this now because there's a lot going on in the world that may be very confusing for a lot of folks and maybe quite frightening. But I've seen this so many times, I know what's happening. It's causing us to awaken to who we are. It's causing us to move out of the places where we've been stuck in our lives, because that's what happens when we become a little afraid or uncertain. The fear that comes up, we need to calm that in some way. So in these periods of great strife and conflict and chaos and all of that, we will go inside and find out who we are. What can we do? And that's why we're here. I'm going to talk about this from this really different standpoint. I really fully believe that everyone is on the earth to perform an important task, and that task is to evolve. They are evolving. You're evolving yourself. But then that is shown up in the rest of the world. That's how the world changes. And when you understand that you have everything within you to cause that to occur, you're not going to be fighting with other people. You're not going to be lost. You're not going to feel depressed. You're not going to feel any of that because you're discovering who you are, which is the only reason you're alive. Think about that. Why would you have chosen to be born? I'm saying that because I truly believe that we do make those choices. And we do it at a time that is right for us, meaning a time that would cause us to evolve a lot more. So whatever you're moving through right now is what you were meant to move through and why you wanted to be here. That's why you wanted to experience this period. It may feel stressful or challenging or fearful or all of those things. I know. I've been through this. I'm much older. I've gone through this so many times in my life, so I know what happens. And then whenever the world is in disarray, then that's a great time for us to go inside and work on ourselves. I talked about this almost 2 years ago now. This was before the pandemic began because I could see what was happening, and I knew that if when things like these happen in the world, smart people will decide, I'm going to take advantage of this. And what they do is they start creating things. They start working on what they've put off forever. They start doing all sorts of things because they don't want to be out there in the world. And then at the end of it, when all of this is over, then they're the ones who are happy and rich. Now, you may think I'm making this up, but study history. If you can study history a little bit, you'll see that that has occurred. There are certain people who decided in times of strife that they would just go inside, find out what was within them, and decide to create that. And it's happening now. It's happened in the last several months. There have been so many technologies and things that have been developed, and so many people have created new jobs. That's the reason that people aren't going back to their old jobs, because they stayed home and decided, oh, wait a minute, I've got more to offer. And you were like that as well. I know that you have that. I'm talking about this too, because that's just why I created this program that I have coming up 4 weeks to your best life. My goal, I'm on this mission, I'm telling you, to get people to really understand who they are and start to own that and create really prosperous, successful, happy lives. Because then the world that we see, it starts to change. Your world changes, but then everything else changes as well. And that's what's happening. I just want to talk about this because everybody is looking at to blame someone else for everything that's going on. That's not what we wanted to do. We wanted to cause ourselves to accept responsibility for what we could do. And what we can always do is allow ourselves to expand, to become better, to become more. And that's what this period is. I know it doesn't make sense sometimes, but it's what's happened, and it's happened throughout our history. If you have ever read any of my messages that I've received from Wilhelm, they're on my site, anyadvicefortoday.com. If you go and look and just search for the word chaos, they've told us so many times, you will go through chaos. But they say chaos breeds unity. You then come back together because you get tired of fighting, because it doesn't change until you decide to harness what is within you and feel empowered and secure and confident in who you are. You're not going to need to take anything from anyone else or any of that. You're going to be self-sufficient, which is what you've always wanted. I just wanted to give you this and just think about it a little bit, because there's a lot going on in the world, and there are things that you can do within yourself to make your life better. And if you do that, it will make the world better as well. And be sure to check out my program, 4 Weeks to Your Best Life. You'll see exactly what I mean. All right. See you guys soon.